got a chance to catch that movie Sinners. It's your boy, T-Roy, your man Mugo. Just came out, man. We about to hit the studio and make this review. But yeah, we ain't there yet. So we'll be right back at you. What's up, what's up, what's up? It's another episode of Booze and Reviews. It's your boy, T-Roy.
What up, though?
And your man Mugo. Big Brother Critique couldn't be here with us today, man. Peace and love. Hey, look, we back at you with another episode for a new review. And this is one of the newer movies. It's one of the hot movies that's blazing up the charts. It's Sinners. Hey, see how good it was? Man, but Sinners, man, I mean, we heard so much about it. It's been out for almost a month. You know, some of us saw it more than once, and then I just got a fresh look at it today. And hey, we went on a road trip. We back here at the studio now, so we about to go in a little bit on the movie. Not too many spoilers, but some of our good scenes and what we thought about it. The Red Cup review as always. And so, T-Roy, start us off, man. Where you at?
This is came out a little while ago.
Highly anticipated.
Highly anticipated. Got a ton of hype behind it. It's all kind of reviews and dissections of the movie and the plot and the characters. Michael B. Jordan plays dual roles. He plays twin brothers. Got a nice cast going on with him, Haley Steinfeld.
Yes.
Y'all know her from the Hawkeye show on the Marvel show. Yep. And did a voice in the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, she did Ghost Spider, right?
Yeah, she the Gwen.
Gwen. Yep. Ghost. Yeah, she wanted to play like the Ghost Spider.
Yep. Newcomer to the game, Miles Caden. He plays Sammy Moore. He's a cousin to the twin brothers of the movie.
Yeah.
Another Marvel affiliate. She played in the Loki show. I can't pronounce her name.
Yeah, she played one of the timekeepers. One of the timekeepers from the Loki show. Yeah, that's her. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, so it's a dope cast. Delroy Lindo.
Oh man,
you always gotta give your flowers to.
Man.
Dope actor. This is a supernatural horror vampire musical.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot going on, a lot of working parts in the movie, and we had a good time going to go see it. We definitely don't want to give the plot all the way. Definitely want y'all to go see it, but we're here today to let y'all know how we felt about it.
Yeah, so this movie took $90 million to make, and currently right now the box office is doing $350.
Yeah. So,
did you get your return? Yeah, I think you got your return.
Off top, yeah.
It lived up to the hype based on the numbers.
It did.
Based on the turnout.
Yeah.
I think everybody all together would say, it's a great movie. It was put together. It had a lot of great cinema photography.
Right. Critique's favorite word.
Man, and I think that was one of the things I heard from another review is just, everybody looked good in the movie.
Yes.
And quite frankly, the shots were awesome. You could take a bunch of stills out of that.
Yeah,
and make photos, portraits out of it. So a lot of good stills. I think that had a lot to do with where they shot it.
Yeah.
Being in a warm climate, being the rural area, you're gonna get a whole lot of open land, greens, reds, browns. You're gonna get a lot of stuff to pop.
Yeah.
And I think the two brothers, they did that thing with the red and blue.
Just kind of differentiate their kind of distinguish their personality.
So you could kind of tell throughout the movie
which one was which.
Yeah, and I think just in the time of day that they're in, you're going from basically, you're going from dusk till dawn.
Yeah. Mississippi Delta, 1932.
Yeah, the 30s.
That time was
straight up slavery.
Yeah.
Cotton picking.
Yeah, literally, it was some cotton picking in the movie.
Cotton picking, juke jointing, all type of stuff. Everything going on. Then somebody from the north who's not living that day-to-day life.
Exactly.
Is coming back.
Yeah.
To put that city flair on things. And these brothers are able to capture a building and turn it into a profit that night. You know, so it was some great scenes. What's one of your scenes that you liked?
Hands down, my favorite scene was in the juke joint when the young guy was singing, and he channeled the ancestors and channeled the future genres of music.
Yeah, that was probably
that was pretty dope. That hands down was probably the coolest scene of the movie. Watching him sing the blues, and you look around and nobody else is aware. Everybody dancing in their own zone, but not knowing that he didn't channel somebody that resembled George Clinton, and then somebody over here that resembled Run DMC, and somebody over here doing the hyphy dance and juking, like doing the Memphis juke.
Sea walking.
Crip walking. And somebody over here twerking. Like, it showed all the genres of music and how this power that this one person had to be able to tap into different generations of music. And it shows like a part of our culture how, you know, that gift that we got.
Yeah, now there was a quote in the beginning of the movie. I don't say the beginning, but there was a quote earlier in the movie where it was telling him about being a musician and what it actually is, what the music and the frequencies can do, and you know, tapping into the future or whatever. And then later on in the movie, one of the main antagonists comes to him and says, "Hey, it's going to be," in their climactic scene, basically, while he's being baptized. You know what I'm saying? He's giving him some wisdom to tell him, you know, once I connect with you, we're going to be the best. And they always talking about, they're not just talking about horror, they're talking about nation building in this movie as well. Because that's what this dude is trying to do. He's trying to build a nation forever. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I mean, there's a lot of intricacies in the movie, man. I think that's what will keep y'all interested when you go see it. It'll keep you tuned in. You might, and then again, this is also one of those movies that you got to watch more than once because there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it has some nice little nuggets to it. It spoke to a lot of things that I think about, you know, as far as like, you know, protecting the culture, making sure the history is accurate, not allowing everybody to come in and take away from it and, you know, call themselves adding to it. I feel like the juke joint in the story kind of represents the culture.
Right.
That the vampires wanted to come in there and, you know, get a hold of and do what they wanted to do.
Boy.
But it was up to the protagonist of the movie to, you know, protect it. So,
man,
there was a lot of nuggets in it that definitely got to watch it twice. And because of the cinematography, we definitely recommend that you see it at the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, the sounds, it's sounds that you're going to hear unless you're going to go the extra mile and set up your sound system at home, which, hey, you can do it kind of cheap. And you can kind of get those sounds, those background sounds that you were hearing in that movie. So, yeah, man, I mean, the action, the storyline, the intricacies of the movie, once they get into the spirituality, there's things in that movie that I know a lot of people may not understand, but in this particular case, I understood very well. How he was protected. How he was protected. Man, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a lot of stuff going on that a lot of people may miss. And it's something that, you know, like again, you see it more than once. You're like, okay, man, I didn't pick up on that. It's kind of like another review we did. They cloned Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? Little nuggets and pieces. And like I said, the culture. The culture was definitely on display in this movie. Man, it's like, it throws you off in a sense, but then as you see how it all is coming together, then you like, oh, okay, I'm back home. Yeah. So.
One thing that, when I first watched it, I took notice of the Asian characters in the story. And, you know, you watching a movie like this and you see you notice that the movie is based in Mississippi, in the Mississippi Delta, 1932, and you see some Chinese characters in the South, in the deep South like that.
Yeah.
And it made me do my own little research, and I found out. So in the movie, the Asian characters, they are shopkeepers. They own grocery stores and whatnot. And it reminded me of the history that I known of when they back in the Wild West and back in that time.
Yeah.
They owned like laundry mats and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And had their own little stores. And I remember I did the research after I seen this movie the first time.
Yeah.
And I found out that they actually, back then they didn't want black folks to have their own businesses. And what they did was they would allow another race of people, which would be the Chinese, to come in and kind of suppress black businesses. Yeah. So they kind of put them in there to let them do their thing to kind of stop us.
So let me water you down.
Yeah. And they allowed them to get it in and make their money, but we was the start of Black Wall Street.
But they was more respected than us.
And they didn't get the whole treatment. They got better treatment than us, but at the same time, they still wasn't going.
They got treated like they had the same skin as them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the movie that pops, not the movie, but the show that pops in my head right now is Kung Fu, because that kind of talks about that time.
The old TV show?
Yeah.
I never watched that.
With David Carey, I know, but basically Asians were working on the railroad.
Yeah, that was another thing they was doing. Yeah.
So
they were the descendants.
That kind of reminded me of that. That kind of threw me up into that too.
They were the descendants of the railroad workers and miners, and they was mining and whatnot. So
man. So our Red Cup review, if you've never watched Booze and Reviews, our Red Cup review is basically you could go from a sip to a fifth, based on quality of the movie, how it's told, the third key grip, how he brought coffee, how the actors interacted with each other.
Sex scenes.
Boy, sex scenes.
Threw the punch the right way.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so we take all of that into control, into consideration for the Red Cup review. And again, you could go from a sip to a fifth, and we've seen movies go further than that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think a lot of it is of a nostalgic feel. But hey, it's what it is. When you go to a movie, it's how it makes you feel. This movie definitely has the horror scary to it.
Yeah.
And the main thing out of all horror movies is the suddenness. Like how things happen. Like, there's a scene where their door guy, he leaves and comes back.
Yeah.
When he's coming back, he's having a dialogue with the main characters about, coming in and invite me in. Right. And so if you're not up on your vampire mythology, your vampire mythology, if you're not up on that, they have to be invited in. And once they're invited in, they're able to come in and out without a problem. So with that being said, there was a hand exchange. And with that exchange, there was the suddenness where he just grabbed his hand and pulled him out. And he shot shot him. So the whole idea is the suddenness. They did well with that.
Yeah.
I had a jump moment, like where I was like, oh shit.
Right.
I did have that jump moment. So it definitely is horror. Definitely is a vampire movie.
Yeah.
You said that he was making claim to another movie as well with this. What did you say about
as far as his inspiration?
Yes.
So immediately off top, when I saw this the first time, it was very obvious that Ryan Coogler was inspired by From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
Y'all have to check one of our older reviews. We did a review from Dusk Till Dawn, Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
Robert Rodriguez.
But
Tarantino and George Clooney are the stars of the movie.
Yes.
There is a lot of similarities with the dynamics of the brothers, the Gecko brothers from Dusk Till Dawn, and Smoke and Stack from this movie. Anybody that's seen that movie will kind of notice that. Yeah. And also another movie that I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I know me and my brother seen it. It's an old Tales from the Crypt movie. It's called Demon Night.
Okay.
And it's it's on Stars if y'all want to check it out.
Yeah.
It's Jada Pinkett, Will Sandler, Billy Zane. It's an old Tales from the Crypt movie.
Okay,
but just the whole element of them being trapped in the house and something's out there trying to get in and get at them.
It's one of the stories that they told on.
Well, you know, Tales from the Crypt had the shows, just that little 30-minute episode.
Exactly. So
this was the first feature movie.
Oh wow! Yeah,
and it came out at the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was decent. It was a good scary movie. It had the comedy, but it also had the horror to it.
Right.
So those two movies, he definitely had to be inspired by, and that's not to say that he bit. You know, he's not biting, but it's okay to be inspired.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's 2025. That movie came out early 2000s, right?
Like 97, 96, something like that.
Sorry,
mid-90s.
yeah, mid-90s.
And then, you know, Tales from the Crypt, that probably was 90, earlier than that.
So by the time you get to this, you wouldn't even known about that.
And him adding in the music element.
Yeah,
you know,
oh
the
boy.
Music, how that, you know, that's his own thing. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And that
he
was
blended
sweet.
that in with his inspiration. So.
That was fucking sweet.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Sweet.
That was dope.
Yeah, you'll know the scene as soon as it happens and starts.
Yeah.
You'll know it when you see it. It probably, I would say number one scene in the movie.
Yeah, it moved
probably
me,
number one scene in the movie. Definitely that number one scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my Red Cup review, what I would give Sinners, I would give it 3/4 of a cup.
Okay.
And it's a proud 3/4 because, I mean, it's a 3/4 of like a very good bourbon or a very good whiskey, a very good cognac.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
So no Night Train, no Thunderbird.
No Night Train, no Mad Dog, no Thunderbird, none of that. It's 3/4 of a cup of 1738. And it's because or Ray and Nephew. You know, Ray and Nephew is a vodka. No, actually it's a rum. It's a rum.
Okay.
It's a rum.
Okay.
But it's that shit.
I ain't had that one.
Man, Ray and Nephew.
I tried.
Look it up. So, but yeah, I'll give it that. And see, it's like, it's a 3/4 because it's a powerful 3/4. Like, because you drink that 3/4, if you drink a 3/4 cup of 1738,
oh yeah,
you good. You good for the night. So I think that's what it was. It was very good. I was entertained, man. Proud of Ryan Coogler on so many levels.
Hands down.
He done came through and, you know, he's swinging. Like, to me, this is kind of like what Spike Lee is and was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he came through with a set of movies, and they was just a nice body of work.
Yeah,
you
consistency.
Yeah, man, just a good director, good direction, good acting. I mean, you can go back to quotes from those movies and stuff. So yeah, man, it's right there. But it's a powerful 3/4, powerful 3/4. Where did you put it at?
I gave it. I so much wanted to give this a full cup.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really did. The only thing, and I'm a sucker for a dope ending. The ending, I really haven't dissected it all the way, but I'm not all the way on board with the ending. Okay. And that might have been the only thing that's stopping me from giving it a full cup. So I'm going to give it 3/4 of a cup.
Wow.
With a shot.
So you didn't like, or let's say it wasn't that you didn't like
the ending,
but as far as the generational view of that, like to understand that, hey, what you dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Just the very ending, like, so, you know, spoiler, y'all stay after the credits, stay mid credits.
Yeah.
Don't leave soon as the credits roll.
Right.
Stay mid credits.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't seen it, but that part, the mid credit part, I didn't really. I'm not all the way on board with what they showed. Like it's just I'm not. I don't know. I'm saying this. I'm trying not to get it in the way because I don't want them to talk about that part of it. Them, you know, to know that part of it. But I'm not totally on board with the ending.
Okay.
And that's the only thing that's stopping me from giving it full cup. Other than that, Ryan Coogler he been doing his thing. I can't wait to see what he got next.
Man.
He been doing his thing.
Yeah.
Dropping hits. And then this is his first original storyline. Like everything he's been doing has been like
based off of something else.
Yeah, this is Fruitvale Station was his first. That was based on Oscar Grant when he got killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Black Panther, Creed was already established with the Rocky franchise. So this is his first original concept.
Wow, that's big.
So
that's big. Original story.
Yeah, props on that.
Yeah, and tying it into, I felt. Now, if my man really got these on his face, and they fucking wrap this into the movie, dog, that's some shit.
Scars.
But yeah, so you could look up Buddy Guy, Guitar Hero.
Yeah, legend.
Legend.
Blues legend.
Blues legend. Look him up. You can get you some love off that. Look him up. But Buddy Guy, look him up. Mm-hmm. If they wrap that in, like if those are original on his face, and they wrap that into the movie, man, that's
that would have been dope.
Now that gives me that extra quarter. That give me that last quarter.
Oh, you're a full cup.
That'll give me that last quarter. If those are real, if I'm gonna look that up, I'm gonna research it. If those are real, and they wrap that,
fought Wolverine, you good? Like he bumped into Wolverine, and Wolverine gave it to him.
No, that might lose a quarter on that one. Like y'all trying to do too much. But anyway, but dog, I will give it that extra quarter. Okay, I'm gonna do my research, and if it's real, he got these scratches on his face.
Look that up.
Bro, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's Bulls and Reviews for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we're going to go the extra mile. I think I'm glad we waited to do, we probably one of the last. It's probably going to be somebody else that come and watch this movie years later and do another review.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad we kind of waited and wasn't the first ones to jump out there. There's some good ones out there. Don't get me wrong. But
I watched a few.
But sometimes you got to let something, marinate.
Let it marinate.
You gotta let it marinate a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
like I was telling you off camera, I was glad I didn't see this when it first came out because I think my judgment be a little skewed just being geeked off going to the movies. I'm be like, oh, I loved it. Yeah, and you see it again, be like, oh, this was bullshit.
So yeah, that's another good question, man. If you're watching this video, here's a question you can put in the comments. Is viewership up at the movies? Is it up? So I think we're going from COVID to now. So go from COVID to now, is viewership up? It's like with the movie theater we just went to, that's one that I go to or been to recently, and I feel like it's fairly busy. It's fairly, hustle and bustle. I feel like they doing okay. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, like in Detroit, we would go to the drive-ins. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And some of them closed due to viewership. Yeah. People weren't coming. So. And then they added, then it was the integration of the technology into the movie. Right. The sound, the seating, all those type of things. So hit us up in the comments, man, what you think. Is viewership up at the movies? Is it down? Is it better? Is it good? Tell us what your viewership is down. Yeah.
See, it was only 3 other people in there today when we saw it.
Yeah, but see, and then again, now this is 3 weeks later now when it first came out. If we go to the premiere, if we go at the beginning.
Premieres, though.
Yeah, if you go to the premiere.
The last big premiere that I went to is the last, what was the last Star Wars movie? The Rise of Skywalker. Right. I saw that opening night. It wasn't no sellout. But I remember when Phantom Menace came out back in '99, we saw that opening night. We had to get the tickets early in the day to see the night show, to see the 8:30, 9 o'clock show. I had to get them at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
The matinee movie.
Yeah, to watch it later that night because that's just how it was. Yeah, and motherfuckers was outside fighting with lightsabers in the parking lot. Nigga dressed like Darth Maul and right. Yeah, but nowadays, I think we got kind of spoiled, especially with COVID. They started putting everything on streaming services. Right. When COVID happened, remember Mortal Kombat was on there. It could have came with the movies,
but they had to hit you with content.
Yeah,
and you see how it switched so quick.
Yeah,
they started putting content up. A Paramount original, Apple Plus original, a Netflix original. Yep. They making their own shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So I wonder how they was doing that. Were they doing it like the NBA when they did
kind of in the bubble?
Yeah, you did the bubble. Everybody stays in here. Nobody leaves. Mm-hmm. You sleep in these rooms.
Yep. They just kind of isolated everybody. Let's make this movie real quick. They probably stopped when it was a big outbreak. Somebody didn't caught COVID real quick.
But they always shut it down.
Moving. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's definitely down. It's kind of sad because I would hate to see movie theaters close permanently because I still enjoy going to the movies every now and then. So.
Well, I always thought that they should do they should add in like or like with this movie, add in like an Orlando studios type feel where the seat actually moves. Now they do have those. Those tickets do cost, but I think you would pay for that.
Yeah.
You would pay for that extra, like Die Hard. He falling off the building, and the seats making it feel like you're falling.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's adding in that dimension of the movie. So and in this movie,
they were showing this on IMAX.
The rattling. That would have probably got us.
Yeah.
Say that again.
They were showing this on IMAX. They were showing Sinners on IMAX.
Oh yeah, well see. So now that's a different feel to the movie altogether. Okay. But this movie knocked it out the park. Budget, what it boxed office, killed it. The hype, they gave it. They kept going, the marketing, it did it well. Now the ass end of this is probably the best part, because now the person who made this movie will gain ownership of it in 25 years. Now they're saying that this deal or these type of deals are always out there for a lot of producers, but we don't hear that. I've never heard it a lot like that.
So Ryan Coogler, he does have a deal. I just saw that a few days ago. He does have a deal where he's gonna have total ownership of this movie
in 25.
In the next 20. I forgot how many years. It's like maybe 20, 25 years.
Okay, yep.
So this will be completely his movie.
Yeah, so he'll be able to do whatever he want to do after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so boy, take it to the stage.
Yeah.
You can do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. So there it is. That's another review from Booze and Reviews.
Yeah, check this one out, y'all.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. The new movie out, Sinners. You gotta go check it out. We went and go looked at it, man. Peace to critique. Hey, man, this is one of them movies that brings a culture together and shows a lot of different views. Hey, look at it, man. You should go see it.
And don't let everybody in your damn house either.
Don't invite everybody. Don't invite me. Yes.